It's 2009. It's just a couple of days after we've said our wedding vows. And my husband, Mark, and I are in northern British Columbia on our honeymoon. And I'm just bursting with happiness. It was a long road for me to find my guy, but I definitely finally found him. And I'm super excited to start my life with Mark and to have him be my partner to share life's ups and downs with. But the salmon fishing trip that we chose for our honeymoon is a different story. It's a bit of a stretch for me. I have never been fishing in my life. And honestly, I'm pretty uncomfortable around anything wilder than a house cat. Yet, here I am spending the first week of my marriage in the Canadian wilderness at a remote lodge on Denny Island. A few days in, our host suggests we take an overnight boat excursion to Namu Harbor to go crabbing. Now, Namu is a former cannery village that was completely abandoned in the late 80s. The only thing that's left of it is a dock that's maintained for fishermen and explorers like us. There's not even any roads to get there. You can only get there by boat. So we spend the day cruising there through some of the most beautiful scenery I have ever seen in my life. It's majestic coastline with rocky cliffs and cascading waterfalls. We see breaching whales. Bald eagles are soaring overhead. It's like we're living in a National Geographic documentary or something. Well, as we approach Namu, the scenery changes drastically. Now it's just a few dilapidated buildings with busted out windows, rusting metal roofs, and wooden walls that are rotting that nature is just trying to reclaim for herself. We tie the boat up to the dock for the night, and Mark and I, along with our friend Amy, her 2 young sons, and their 2 golden retrievers, are excited to get out and explore what's left of this ghost town. We peer into the windows of the general store to see displays of old books and magazines and VHS tapes. Things like canned goods and packaged goods and even egg cartons are still on the shelves. We pass by stacks of rotting wooden pallets that are loaded with rusting tin cans labeled frozen shrimp meat. It's so spooky. You can see the signs everywhere that people just left in a hurry. It's like a time capsule. And it's so creepy. We're just trying to figure out what happened to these people. Why did they leave everything behind? And where are they now? Honestly, I'm bracing myself to just bump into a ghost around every corner. We walk a little further. We see an abandoned house with an overgrown yard. And curiosity gets the best of us. And despite there being signs warning us to stay on the road, we just have to go look into the windows to see what's inside. So we make our way through the tall grass, past the, I am not kidding you, scarecrow that was in the yard, and we make it to the windows, and we look in to see a fully furnished dining room. There's a dining table and chairs. Honestly, at this point, I'm surprised there's not a full dinner still sitting on the table from the 1980s. Come on in. So I'm surprised there's not even a dinner. There's a hutch, and it's loaded with dishes and board games. I specifically remember seeing Parcheesi for some reason. Yeah, it was weird. And at this moment, I take my camera out, and I snap a photo through the window. Right at this moment, I can hear the dogs are sort of moving around near to the right of me, and I sense a shift in Mark's energy to the left. I turn to look at Mark, and he has a look on his face I have never seen before. His eyes are big like saucers, and he's frozen. And that's when I realize that he's looking at something behind me. I turn to see that the two dogs have just rounded the corner of the house, maybe 20 feet away from me, being chased by a grizzly bear. Yeah. The grizzly bear drops onto his haunches, and time just freezes as my brain tries to make sense of what my eyes are seeing. I notice the slack skin of his jowl swinging like heavy velvet as he comes to a stop. His head is ginormous. I swear both Mark's and my head could fit into its mouth. And I see how tall he is. He's eye to eye with Mark behind me. And this big boy, I bet he's got to be 5, maybe 6 times my size. And I'm thinking to myself, he looks hungry. My brain goes into this very strange, hyper-aware, slow-motion mode as I take everything in an instant. Honeymoon, ghost town, grizzly bear, conclusion, run. I hit my first stride, knowing full well that I shouldn't be, but in that instant, my legs overrule my brain. I fly past Mark without a thought of those wedding vows I'd just made a few days earlier. And with every step I take, I am expecting to feel a bear claw on my back. A couple strides in, and I realize, oh my gosh, Lisa, you might have just left your brand new husband behind you to be mauled by a bear. I don't even see the others who must have seen the bear before me and had the same reaction. Luckily, as I'm running away, I hear Mark's voice behind me, confirming that he's still alive. His voice is calm, firm, totally in control as he shouts, "Okay, everybody, get shoulder to shoulder and let's make ourselves look big." I don't know who he thinks he's talking to because we're all already gone. I am less than a week into my marriage, and the first bump in the road we hit, I'm setting a land speed record away from my husband toward safety. It is alarming to me how quickly "stand by your man" turned into "every woman for herself." I fly past Amy, who sprawled out flat on the ground, having slipped in her flip-flops. And as I sprint toward her boys, who are running even faster than me, she yells to me, "Great idea, Lisa. Stay with the boys and make sure they're safe." Yeah, right. In that instant, even with a grizzly at my back, I'm thinking, perfect. I'm sticking with that story when this is all done. Luckily, we all make it back safely to the boat, and we spend the evening just vibrating with adrenaline and clinking glasses as we tell the story over and over again. Mark was, well, tried to be the hero. I was the protector of the children. It's a lovely story, right? The brave husband, the protective wife. But between you and me, here's the truth. I didn't learn a damn thing that day about wilderness skills or protecting children or being a selfless wife. All I learned is that for me, my survival instincts trump my wedding vows. We had been married for 5 days. I had literally just promised to honor, love, and cherish this man in sickness and in health till death do us part. Unless, apparently, being chased by a bear.